What's up, everybody? Rob Ferretti here. Over there, my Supra covered in dust. That just seems to be the pattern of my ownership, but that's going to change. This is a quick update. I'm going to talk to you about yet another car that's damaged and what ended up happening, just that rental life. But we have the Supra front bumper there. Let's see if I can just give you a quick zoom. There it is. Undamaged, ready to go, back on the car. The hood I just got painted. And the reason I got the hood painted wasn't because there was damage on it. That's why I videotaped it while it was being prepped. So here's my Supra hood. Came out of long-term storage. And of course, when it comes out of long-term storage, it gets tossed around because, you know, it's a Toyota hood. Nobody thinks it's going to be worth anything. It was covered in like moving blankets. And after 10 years of moving it, there were some little marks. Well, you see there's no body work on the hood. There's no anything of consequence. But I'm going to run it through Pebble Beach. I'm going to contact the auction house over there. Pebble Beach is a tough one for me. I don't know if Pebble is a little bit more of a collector crowd or not, but there's people with money, and the Supras have been going wild. The recent Supra that just sold was a 97 with 69,000 miles on it. You're talking like far from a collector car, in my opinion, and it sold for 174. So I think it's time for me to, move on this. I don't want to miss this wave. I think, the low mile ones, the collector cars, I think will go up to around 250 or something like that. But honestly, like, I'm happy here. I said I was happy at 100 a couple of years ago. Now I'd be happy at 150. Who knows where the hell it'll go, but we'll send it out to Pebble. It gives me a reason to go out to Pebble anyway and go up to Napa and have some wine. But I'll send the car out there and we'll cross our fingers and see what happens. But before we do that, let me take a minute to talk about today's video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. For those who don't know, Raid Shadow Legends is a brand new collection RPG game that has taken the mobile gaming landscape by storm. Almost 10 million players worldwide have already downloaded the game in just 3 months. It has great graphics, strategic gameplay, huge boss fights, and an amazing storyline and over 400 champions for you to collect and personally customize. The game is free to play and you can enjoy PvP battles in the arena, PvE in dungeons, and cool huge boss fights. With almost 200,000 reviews, Raid has an almost perfect score on the Play Store. The game is growing super fast and the highly anticipated new update is now live. And there's some new awesome loyalty reward programs for new players. Get a new daily login reward for the first 90 days if you can believe that. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the special link, and you'll instantly get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program to start your journey. So good luck. I'll see you there. Now, let's go show you which car broke. I think it's not going to be the one you expected, honestly, because you guys would probably lean towards a Ferrari. I mean, to be fair, the Ferraris I have are pretty reliable. A Ferrari or something else, but no, alas. Today, it was the Bentley. And it gets a little deeper. It's not something that a customer did. It is, and you can sort of see it from here. Let me give you a zoom. Who's got the good eyes? Who's got the good eyes? It's those black marks underneath. Now, we're going to have to work it backwards. Now, some of you guys are going to just know exactly what's going on here. There's one black mark on that side and one black mark on that side. I'll give you a second to guess why they're there. All right, your second's up. Those are from my ramps loading it onto a truck, and you're going to be like, whoa, the Bentley's got plenty of clearance. Why did it damage it? Well, it was out on rental up in Boston. It was a week-long rental, and the Bentleys, if there is a problem that I was going to say is consistent among most Bentleys, it's the air shocks pop, and that's what happened. When that happens, the whole front end or rear, depending on what it is, sinks down, so the fenders, the tires actually all up in the fender. And that becomes a real pain in the ass because then you have very little ground clearance, and you also can't turn the wheel because if you turn the wheel, it rips the fenders. Luckily, obviously, I didn't have that problem here, but we did run into the issue where you can't really do anything. You can't reinflate the shock on the side of the road. There's nothing you can do. It just sits down. And sometimes it's a slow leak and you can turn it on and put it in the high position. It fills it up and you can get that clearance. Ours popped for whatever reason to the point where you could not raise it up at all, and it was either, I don't know, you got like very little ground clearance. It was either figure out a way to do it up there or get it back here, and we had to swap the car and the customer, get it back here and just send it up the truck, which is what we elected to do. The shocks, if you go to Bentley, they're expensive. You can go over, as I say, you can cross platforms. You have to be savvy with this stuff. You can cross platforms, go over to Volkswagen and grab the Phaeton shocks, or you can go one step further and go to the aftermarket. Usually if you have a component that fails in a lot of vehicles, the aftermarket steps in. I know Arnott is one of the companies. There's a couple of companies that give like long warranties or lifetime warranties on the replacement shocks. That's what we went with. It was a couple $100, I think $375 a shock, plus the labor. Out the door at like $1,200 or $1,400 for that. We didn't lose any business really because the customer took another car while this was down, and we got this turned around in 48 hours. Then the bumper there is probably going to cost me another, I don't know, let's just call it $1,200, $800, whatever it is to fix it. So it's a $2,500 loss. None of this goes back to the customer, just part of the maintenance expense of the car. But again, obviously we budget for that. You don't know really what it's going to be, but I don't know, pretty quick and painless. And it sucks to look at, and it sucks that it's not something that you can really control. But body damage, like you always want to be like, oh, body damage, somebody did that. Well, that somebody was us here, but we didn't really have a choice. But now it's up and running again, 48 hours later, turned around, good to go, back in the game. I don't know if you can see all the way in the background there, my Volt. That was the Volt that was due back, that I had to return off of lease after or during adventure drives while I was in Europe. It's still there. That's another video. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.